Making that transition from being a child actor into more grown-up roles is always tough, but one young actress is right in the middle of that very interesting time in her career. Samantha Autry is joining me to talk all about it. You may recognize her from her roles in Sam and Cat and Nickelodeon and maybe The New Normal or the film Unto Me. Hello, Samantha, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Lisa?
Good, good. Okay, so like I just said, you're trying to make that transition, right? Like it's always so interesting to me when I talk to kid actors who are doing that. What is the one thing that is on your mind when you're going through that process?
Well, sometimes it's difficult because people are looking for an older actor that can play a younger role. So it's kind of a struggle trying to do, in a sense, two roles at once, trying to be like a mature, going into your 20s looking actor, but also being able to still play a teenager. So
right. So, and I know what I think is interesting about your journey is that you did all these acting roles when you were young. I mean, I think you started at 6, right?
Yeah.
Like super young. And then you did all these roles and then you took kind of an acting hiatus, which very few actors do. Tell me why you chose to make that decision.
I chose to take a break from acting when I had just finished my first semester of high school, and I had a lot of tough classes and it was getting very stressful. Mm-hmm. So my mom and I decided we need to take a break because I can always come back to acting. Acting is always going to be there, but grades matter. Every grade matters. So you can't repeat high school like that. So that's why I decided to take a break.
And then I also like that you went and traveled around the country and you went and saw the country, right? Like, and you gained that perspective on the world. So I'm wondering what that perspective on the world and this country in particular will do for your acting now that you're transitioning into more grown-up situations.
Mm-hmm. Well, that applies to certain roles that I'll get. If it's a historical role, I can apply. We went to Washington, D.C. almost 2 years ago, and I got to stand there and see the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights. So that can play into a role with visualizing things.
Yeah. So tell me now. Obviously, so you've graduated high school. Congratulations on that. How exciting. And so now, congratulations, you're entering in the acting world in the middle of a global pandemic.
Right.
This seems like really tough timing. What are the challenges, especially, I mean, does the industry see you as like a newcomer now that you've kind of transitioned out of these kid roles? Like, how does that work?
Not really. It's essentially just like going right back to work. The most difficult thing I've found recently is having to do self-tapes for auditions. That's been tough because, I mean, if a person doesn't have someone to help them, you got to set up your tripod, all those gadgets to help you.
Sure. So is that what Hollywood is like now? You have to send in an audition tape as opposed to physically going into an audition. Is that what it looks like?
That's what it looks like right now. I mean, things are very slowly starting to open back up and things, but yeah, for the most part, it's been self-tapes. Or
wow.
If you have to model something, you have to take a picture of yourself modeling it.
Wow. And when you look back on your time at Nickelodeon and, and all of these places, Disney, like when you look back at that time, what are some of the best memories that come back to you from that time?
For me, Disney was my first job, and that will always have a special place in my heart. I made really good friends with the cast on there, and it really was a staple for me because I was very shy. That's the whole reason why I got into acting. I was very shy, and that job really brought me out of my shell and really got me out of my shyness. So that's probably my favorite memory of my first job.
Well, congratulations on the high school graduation. What a huge accomplishment for you. And good luck to you as you move back into this acting world in this new world that we're living in. I appreciate your time, Samantha. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much, Lisa.